Hi students, welcome to the first lesson of Introduction to Visual Communication. What is communication and what are different forms of communication? In this lesson, it is about how communication happens among all living things, including biological networks such as neurons, protein synthesis and photosynthesis. It helps the learner to understand the concept of communication in its wider ramifications. It also informs the learner in how many forms communication happens among social systems. To explicate definition and meaning of communication, to elucidate how communication happens among people and within people, to inform how various processes of communication happens in a society, to deal with verbal and non-verbal forms of communication. Communication is a shared experience through verbal and non-verbal interactions. The term communication arises from the Latin word communicare, meaning to share. It implies that there can be a communication between two individuals about an experience that both have heard and shared. Communication also implies sending a message out which is received by the target audience. A message means composition of an idea. It can be in many forms such as verbal, non-verbal, personal, intrapersonal, interpersonal, group or mass communication. In the early days of development of human civilization, human being was not aware of his or her capabilities of speaking. As such, the primitive man, women used to make various noises to convey their messages. The primitive man used to imitate the sounds of animals as well to attract them for various purposes such as killing them, for eating or rearing them for their livelihood. At the same time, the primitive man living in caves and forests used to draw images which are construed as signs and symbols to convey the messages to fellow humans. Thus, one can say that the concept of communication is as ancient as human civilization is. Now, let us take a look at various definitions of communication. Montagu and Matson in 1979 defined communication as: communication is the name we give to the countless ways that humans have of keeping in touch, not just words and music, pictures and print, nods and becks, postures and plumages, to every move that catches someone's eye and every sound that resonates upon another's ear. Keval J. Kumar in 2004 defines communication as communication thus presupposes a shared symbolic environment, a social relationship among those who participate. What it leads to a social interaction and in combination with a set of other factors contributes to a sense of community. Since the world of man, bird and beast too possesses and communicates such a social relationship, the need arises to speak of human communication rather than communication alone. Dennis McWhale in 2010 says that it is now impossible to find any single agreed definition of a science of communication for a number of circumstantial reasons, but most fundamentally because there has never been an agreed definition of the central concept of communication. According to McWhale, the term communication refers to diverse things, especially the act or processes of information transmission, the giving or talking of meaning, the sharing of information, ideas, impressions or emotions, the process of perception and response, the exertion of influence, any form of interaction. To complicate matters further, communication can be either intentional or involuntary and a variety of potential channels, and the content is unlimited. Communication never be independent and self-sufficient given its origins arising from different disciplines and wide-ranging nature of issues, including matters of economics, law, politics and ethics as well as culture. Keval J. Kumar viewed McWhale's definition of communication essentially as a human communication in which he visualized sending messages from one person to another in linear fashion. McWhale considered these messages as oral or written, visual or olfactory. Dennis McWhale insisted that communication is a process in which commonality must increase along the side of elements that are essential for commonality to occur. An Argentinian scholar, Ricardo C. Nocido, quoted in Louis Beltran 2006, defines communication as communication is not an act but a process by which an individuality enters into mental cooperation with another individuality until they come to constitute a common conscience. Louis Beltran in 2006 defined communication. Communication is the process of democratic social interaction based upon exchange of symbols by which human beings voluntarily share experiences under conditions of free and egalitarian access, dialogue and participation. Everyone has a right to communicate in order to satisfy communication needs by enjoying communication resources. India for long has shown to the world that communication has a process of enhancing commonality among people through various art forms such as dance, music and art. For instance, Bharatanatyam, a unique dance form propounded by Bharat Muni, an ancient Indian seer, is one which is replete with commonness or commonality that is associated with the act of communication. Communication scholars Tiwari in 1980, Nirmal Adhikari in 2008 from India interpreted this as Sadharanikaran. Sadharanikaran is a social process which can be achieved only among Sahridayas, people with a capacity to receive messages. It is an innate ability acquired by Indians through culture, adaptation and learning. In Sadharanikaran, the emphasis is on the receiver as to how she or he receives the messages. Sender is instrumental here. It calls for Sahridayas, which means receptivity or rasa, the quintessence of emotion, and bhava, offering a meaningful message on the part of audience. With the advent of efforts to show how the practices in Indian life offer an alternative model to Western communication theories, scholars like Murthy have stepped up research on de-Westernizing media studies. Today, contesting Western media theories in the backdrop of Indian cultural and traditional practices constitute a separate branch of knowledge, Indian communication theory, to which Indian visual communication adds its strength in a big way. Thus, Keval J. Kumar in 2004 held the view that communication presupposes a shared symbolic environment, a social relationship among those who participate in it is of immense value to the Indian research on Indianized communication. Communication happens in number of ways. They need not be verbal always. They can be gestures through the movement of various organs of body. There can be communication with animals around. There are ways to communicate with music instruments. As mentioned earlier, there are ways to communicate through mime, drama and dance as well. Therefore, there is no way one can restrict the phenomenon of communication to a particular act or process. Humans are social beings and there are many ways which can contribute to the expansion of human communication. In the recent times, scholars like Joseph in 2014 and Muriel 2013 have dealt with the human communication in an extensive measure. Their societal needs and social functions besides religious and entertainment activities enhance the communication skills and possibilities of more communication in a human being's life. In Indian tradition and culture, festivals and celebrations play a key role in enhancing the possibilities of communication in a variety of ways. Cradle ceremony to death ceremony, all functions related to human life address a particular mode of communication associated with both semiotics and phenomenology. What is phenomenology? A phenomenon associated with the ceremony or a festival in specific framework of a ritual constitutes phenomenology. Every phenomenon is associated with semiotics, means signs, symbols, codes, conventions, etc. It is very pertinent to mention here that Indian semiotics is highly colorful besides being culturally and philosophically significant. For instance, a woman wearing a particular dress on a specific occasion is semiotic. A woman sporting a tilak or sindhur on her forehead has its own semiotic significance. A man wearing a particular traditional dress such as dhoti or panche on a specific occasion has a semiotic meaning. Saivites, worshippers of Lord Shiva, sporting 3 horizontal lines of vibhuti, a form of white dust obtained from ashes, is also semiotic. Worshipping is an important facet of Indian culture. Worshipping plants like tulasi, osmium or banyan, ravi tree or amla tree or margosa, neem tree, etc. are also semiotic and do constitute the core of Indian phenomenology. Therefore, Indian visual communication offers a different approach to comprehending visual communication drawn from the theories of communication. In trying to relate Indian culture and traditions to Western media theories, one should not forget to test the relevance and suitability of Western theories to Indian cultural phenomenology and semiotics. There is a number of ways Indian culture and traditions call for an Indianized communication theory is an indisputable fact. Hence, more and more studies on Indian culture and tradition today tend to de-Westernize the media studies. Therefore, Indian culture is phenomenal and semiotics in the form of a variety of visuals offers a glorious approach to visual communication. Today, modernization coupled with computerization has come quite handy to develop modern art messages for explaining several semiotics in Indian life. These have enhanced the communication through internet and other modes of transmission. Different forms of communication. As mentioned earlier, the Western communication theory conceived the transmission of messages from a human to another linear fashion. At the same time, this process embraces a number of forms such as intrapersonal communication, interpersonal communication, group communication, mass line communication, and interactive communication. Now let us see what is intrapersonal communication. This happens within a human being. A number of times we notice that individuals keep discussing within self many things which for various reasons act as distressing cushions for an individual or help us to promote the analytical skills of a person for analyzing an issue in better depth or enable us to enhance one's memory skills. This may be interpreted as an individual's reflection, contemplation and meditation. Even in stage dramas or in films, we see the characters discussing their personal issues within themselves, and we also notice that such discussions always enable the character on stage or in a film to arrive at a finding solution to the crisis. Artists who do variety of paintings often draw such portraits using a canvas wherein one finds a person in reflection at the outside cement bench or wooden couch near his or house. Interpersonal communication. This is a communication which happens between two individuals or among friends or within a family. It is dialogical. It is personal, direct and intimate, says Kaivalya Kumar. Such communication practices happen in the offices to transact an official business as well. Group communication. When a number of individuals constituting a group discuss among themselves, be it in office or in a picnic or in a function, it is considered as a group communication. Group communication, according to communication models of Paul Lazarsfeld, leads a number of fruitful discussions because it allows a wider discussion on an issue among its members. It is a democratic practice very essential for any civilized society to adopt. Finally, at the end of the discussion, the group can draw its conclusions that can be noted or recorded. In fact, all civilized democracies observing parliamentary form of democracy adopts group communication as its sole democratic function. Mass communication is a form of communication where one speaks to a larger target group or audiences without calling for any response from the listeners. In fact, that we see now in television or earlier in radio in mass communication only. Books, press, cinema, newspapers, magazines, weeklies, pamphlets, brochures fall under the mass communication categories. There are different arguments on the ability of these media to mobile masses. While scholars like Daniel Lerner termed the media tools as mobility multipliers, Wilbur Schramm called them as magic multipliers. In fact, these tools are considered more or less as allied media tools than mass tools. Kumar described them as allied tools comprising a minority population in 2004. Alternatively, Kumar calls the folk arts as media tools for larger part of rural India. What is mass line communication? It is a form of communication which China's founding father and the chairman of People's Republic of China, Mao Zedong, has adopted to communicate with masses. It is similar to the communication method followed by Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi set personal example for all he preached or advocated. Mao Zedong also demonstrated his commitment and ideology to reform China by personally setting an example. Interactive communication. With the expansion of technologies, interaction between communicator and the audiences has transformed radically. Today, phone-in programs found in Doordarshan and radio stand testimony to this kind of interaction. Similarly, the interaction between a communicator and a teacher and a student in a classroom also constitutes interactive communication. Such communication process happens even within a family or a group as well. The new media technologies such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. constitute alternative media tools for interactive communication. In the e-markets, teleshopping today is day-to-day visual that bears example to this category of communication. These visuals are taken from various films which have portrayed Indian religion as well as philosophy. The first visual shows that a person is offering morning prayers to Lord Sun. The next visual is from the film Adi Shankaracharya. Here, Shivaguru, the father of Shankara, is offering morning prayers to Lord Sun. These prayers they signify Sandhya Vandan, which is performed in Indian Brahminical traditions in the early morning, offering prayers to Lord Sun. Now you can see in the black and white visual, you will not find the color of sun reflected in the water, but in the second visual, you can clearly see the color of sun reflecting its ruddy color in the waters of Ganges. Sister Nivedita in Bengali film Bhagini Nivedita, she is offering her prayer to the Tulsi plant. Similarly, Shankara's mother Aryamba in the film Adi Shankara offering her praise to Tulsi plant. Worshipping Tulsi plant is considered quite sacred in Hindu traditions, irrespective of the regional differences. In Marathi film Shyamchi Ai, offering prayers at the confluence of the sea. That is where Hindu Ocean, Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea come together. That is a point where we call Kanyakumari. Offering prayers to the god of sea is one of the common rituals in Indian tradition, irrespective of the regional differences. On auspicious days like Baisakhi, Ugadi, Onam, etc., people will go to the nearby sea and offer their prayers to the Lord Sea. Here also you find people offering prayers to the Lord Sea. So these are the things which will reflect the semiotics of Indian religion and philosophy. Our famous Indian artist M.F. Hussain, sitting along with his wonderful portraits. His drawings are unique in gathering different shades of Indian life. They have some geometrical shapes, but they are not really geometrical. At the same time, they constitute a meaning. Their meaning appeared to be very familiar, but at the same time, their meaning appeared to be quite deep. These complications have arisen because of the artistic mind. He has used the artistic images to explain the depth of his feelings, emotions. That's why M.F. Hussain stood outstanding artist of Indian painting and drawing. The Western art forms. Here you find a fish. Actually, it looked like fish, but if you look at deeply, it would look like a human face also. It has an eye, but that eye is not typical of fish eye. It is a human eye. It has a mouth, but you see carefully, it has a human nose as well as human mouth. Fish doesn't have a neck, but here you find a neck also. So likewise, it's a combined art form where the symmetry is combining both human form as well as fish form. This kind of artistry is commonly found in the Western images. The lesson has dealt with what is communication, how scholars perceived the concept and definition of communication, and how the communication process happens. The lesson not only traced the origin of the communication to primitive man, but also explained how the early humans communicated among themselves through signs, symbols, codes and conventions, besides evolving sounds for various activities. Once human being got to know that he has the ability to speak in an organized language, the communication process radically transformed into social process. Different definitions have come up to explain what the communication is and how it could be defined. The persistent factor among all other definitions of communication is to recognize communication as a shared experience. Only people who have predisposition to an experience can share the same through communication. The transformed human being began to perform various events as part of social life, customs, traditions, culture, religion, etc., which expanded the communication to various fields such as law, politics, economics, culture, and ethics, etc. The lesson further dealt with in how many ways a human can communicate with fellow members of society. In the process, communication has been identified as intrapersonal to mass communication, passing through a variety of ways of communication among humans.